and you're watching Pro Teaches Nudes. Ooh, is somebody talking about pros? Not that kind of pro. See you there.
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Nudes. There with me, Jared.
How are you, Robert?
Not too bad, and today we're going over The Legend of Wonder Woman, the book that is the proof example of the contract existing between the Marvel Estate and DC. Why? Well, George Perez was taking a lot longer than they thought was on his reboot of Wonder Woman, but they had already ended the main line. So they realized, crap, we need something to fill in the time between things. So they decided to create this book with the pure reason to buy time until Kurt could do it, and until George could start it.
So is this in continuity with pre-crisis or post-crisis?
Both, actually.
Okay,
it actually you'll get why. You'll get why. It definitely takes place after post-crisis, after Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it also gives a farewell at the end.
Okay.
And this is the first time a woman has ever drawn Wonder Woman. Think about it. In all of her years, up until this point, never drawn by a woman, only by men.
You would think it would be the opposite, right?
You would think. You would think. In fact, let me just double check one thing very quickly. Now this was okay. Now, believe it or not, though, there was a woman who wrote Wonder Woman well beforehand, but it was under a pseudonym.
Okay, I see.
She actually was writing under Marsden's name when he had fell ill.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. She basically wrote for more than 70 issues, but didn't know. So technically, we've had a woman writer for a long time. Yeah, and then there were some other writers who still wrote before him, but artist-wise, she was the first. Which is a bit of a shame if you think about it.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you would thought it would take him a lot sooner, but no, sadly not. But yeah, in fact, also Mindy Newell, who was one of the Golden Age writer, actually would do some writing for issues, and she co-wrote with George during the last couple of issues of his run.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, let's dive right in, shall we?
Heck yeah.
The crisis has passed. The universe is once again safe and normal, and life goes on for the survivors. The terrible price of victory burdens the hearts of those who will soon forever desert an island called Paradise. They who toil beneath the sightless gaze of the clay figure that was once Wonder Woman. The Amazons look forward to a glorious eternity in the inextinguishable light of Olympus, but nothing could ever ease this female nation's grief.
Oh, so this is taking place at the air quote end of whatever post-crisis Wonder Woman was going to do.
Yes.
Okay, now it makes sense. I see that. All right.
Yep, a fond look back, courtesy of Kurt Busiek and Trina Robbins. Or the deep and pain of personal loss. Now, remember, at this point, pre-crisis Queen Hippolyta was blonde.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Queen Hippolyta, in here, Paula. I'm just putting a few more of Diana's possessions in order. I'm sure Portia would be glad to. No, I want to do it. I'd almost forgotten about some of this. Like the magic sphere. Primitive looking, isn't it? Yes, I suppose. We'll be leaving soon. I know. I'll be along shortly. I understand. Diana, my daughter, in this circle, you're still with me. All of your life is right here. The controls are simple. One setting for the year, another for the place. And an image of the past begins to come into focus. And see what I mean? I don't get it, Angel. I always had you figured for the type who'd get things done, but wouldn't wait around for the cheers and applause. How come you agreed to be in this parade? Well, Steve, growing up on Paradise Island, a princess gets used to a little pomp and circumstance. Besides, there are a lot of watching VIPs in the flotilla, including the vice president. I thought it'd be a good idea for me to be around in case of trouble. But I'm handling security today. Why, Steve Trevor, I don't believe my ears. Are you really objecting to a little unsolicited assistance? Well, not if you put it that way, I guess. I've got to admit, there's no one I'd rather share a float with. Great Hera! Look! What is it? Holy Joe! All of a sudden, Angel, I'm really happy you're along. So the whole notion of him calling her Angel was not just something they gave for that first animated movie.
No. I knew it was a long time going thing. I just love how she like basically backhands him.
A little. Although,
bit, yeah.
Why is her leg up like that? Like she's about ready to dance.
Maybe that's the way that she's walking, or I don't know. That's weird.
It is the way she's walking. Look.
Mm-hmm. But she's not walking in the bottom left panel like that.
I know, right? It's weird. Panic! It's such a delicious spectacle. You are right to fear atomia, humans, but don't use up all your terror now. It's going to get worse. Haven't we met this bird before, Angel? Uh-huh. She's the ruler of the subatomic galaxy, one that was inadvertently enlarged by the radiation from the atom bomb test. The first time she showed up, she wanted to amass more power by absorbing our world's uranium. And dollar to donut, she's got the same thing on her mind right now. Hear me, Atomia! This city, this world is under my protection. I'm willing to overlook your bizarre entrance, and if you come in peace, I welcome you. But if you intend hostility, I advise you to reconsider. I'm trembling, Wonder Woman, trembling with laughter. Atomia's neutronic slaves. Looks like robots to me. They might as well be. They're as strong as steel. They have no minds of their own. My guess is she's trying to snatch the VIPs and ransom them for the power she wants. And that's what it looks like. All right, but between you and me and your security squad, our neutronic friends aren't going anywhere. I better get over to the vice president's car just in case. No problem, Steve. I'll hold the fort. My slaves aren't doing at all well, are they? Such a pity. As long as I'm doing so poorly on this front, I might as well implement my real plan. Who are you? What are you doing? Soft, spineless idiots. Turn up the power on your captomagnet, Lieutenant, and immobilize these humans so completely that they cannot talk. Silence and ready hydraulics guns and transport our captives back to the Atom Galaxy. No, you can't! More, clean the streets of these flesh people. Queen Atomia has use for them. Wonder Woman, help! Merciful Minerva. They're not after the vice president at all. The electronic slaves were a diversion. They're kidnapping anyone they can reach. So what do you think about this start so far?
Pretty action-packed.
Yep. Get the flaxen-haired one. Yeah, and he is damaging too many warriors. Sorry, ladies, but national security overrides good manners. Hey, give me back my legs, Steve. Excuse me, soldiers, but I gotta borrow your weapon for a moment. By the nucleus, no one touches the belongings of the Atom Warrior with impunity. Try to cushion your fall with your arm, or you might hurt yourself. Where's the power outlet on this thing? Now if I wrap my magic lasso around this thing here. She's cursed. That woman's cursing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some innocent bystanders to save. And Steve. That's the Atom Galaxy. All right, Atomia. If I remember right, only a magnetic force can imprison your pocket galaxy. But that's just what I've got augmented by the power of my magic lasso. You're my prisoner now. So set those people you kidnapped free. I'll stick you in a lead box and use you for a foot warmer. No, you have committed unspeakable heresy. You must be destroyed. Great Hera, they're flaring up. As if their anger is making their atomic nature unstable. causing them to melt down. I've got to do something. Unchecked, they could cause earthquakes, volcanoes, or worse. Billy, stay away from that, Billy. Watch yourself, young man. Trust me, you don't want to go down there. I, on the other hand, don't have much choice. Odd, even unstable. The Atom Warriors don't have and don't give off any hard radiation. Otherwise, exposure to them could kill even me. And they've broken through into this cavern and gotten a grip on themselves, too. They're stable again. Now, what was that about destroying me? She is unstable. Stay back. Ah, my minions are in a difficult spot. No matter, they serve their purpose by freeing my atom galaxy. I'll not repay their loyalty with death. This time, merciful Minerva, they're gone. Atomia must have shrunk them back to atom size and called them back to their galaxy. Ha ha ha! Seriously, this feels like such a golden age book, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It even looks like it.
Yep. Thank you, humans. You've shown me a wonderful afternoon. I'm sure you're heartbroken to see me go, but have no fear. I'll be back I have big plans for your world, and I've only just begun. I better get back to the surface. The crowd sounds panicked, and it's hard to blame them with Atomia kidnapping dozens of ordinary people. I'll have to ask her what she wanted them for. Once I made her set them free, but she's gone, isn't she? Like a thief of the night, Wonder Woman. But she's sure left her calling card. There's enough damage, confusion here to keep us and the ambulance corps busy for hours. What can I do to help? We can handle it all right. Why don't you call it a day? You've done plenty already. And if you don't mind my saying so, you sure look like you could use a hot bath and a stiff drink. Well, I don't know about that, but the bath sounds good. Hey, what about me? Well, hello there. Are you lost? And you just tell me your name and address, and I'll get you back to your parents right away. I don't have no parents. I'm an orphan. She's lying, but why would someone deny having parents? Could they have been kidnapped by the Atom people, and she just can't bring herself to accept it? Well, everybody lives somewhere. Not me. I'm just like Orphan Annie, except I don't have a dog. She doesn't sound distraught. Let's go talk to that policeman over there. I'm sure he can find out where you belong. No, you can't. I mean, don't. Don't tell me you're a dangerous fugitive. No, it's my name's Susie. Etta Candace sent me here to be with you. Etta did that? That doesn't sound like her. I'm going to send you to the home of a friend of mine, Diana Prince, and we'll straighten everything out from there. All right? I guess so. And now I better get over there quickly, or Diana Prince won't be there to open the door. As Wonder Woman takes to the Washington sky, her passive observed by a pair of eyes that flash and glitter like no human eyes have ever seen before. In the Atom Galaxy, the prisoners are secured, mighty Atomia, just as you ordered. Of course they are. After all, would you ever dare consider disobeying my orders or even embellishing them? No, mighty Atomia. Your will is completely subservient to mine, is it not? Completely, mighty Atomia. How nice. Go immolate yourself, both of you. You bore me. At once, mighty Atomia. An entire galaxy, alive to my merest whim, and as soon as I conquered it, it ceased to interest me. But Earth, now there is a place. Those people carelessly doing whatever they wish, confident in the belief that their freedom is their birthright. My spirit blazes at the thought of denying them their pleasure, of forcing them to defer to me. Their hot anger, their struggle, and the slow dawning realization that there is no hope. It sustains me as much as the nuclear radiation that my body needs to live. And Wonder Woman, she is the finest of them all. She resists so beautifully. Such fire, such purpose. But everything that lives has a breaking point, and hers will come and will come. It will come. I don't want to be here. I want to be with Wonder Woman like my cousin gets to do. But honey, nobody knows where Wonder Woman goes when she leaves. Not me, certainly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a phone call. I have to make a phone call. She goes to Paradise Island, wherever that is. Oh, and hello. Oh, hi, Diana. Who? Where? Oh, no. And she said I sent her? Well, I'm not really surprised. She's always been like that. Look, it makes the most sense for me to come get her, but it's finals weeks here. Could you possibly look after her just for a couple of days? Thanks. You're a lifesaver. I'll be there and by Tuesday, okay? You're gonna make me go home, aren't you? Not for a few days, Susie. In the meantime, well, I'm no Wonder Woman, but I could show you around Washington. How's that sound? Crummy. I want to fight Dr. Psycho like Etta does. Well, if Dr. Psycho shows up, he's all yours. I've got something to take care of. Would you like a cookie, a buck? No! Suit yourself. Locked in her bedroom, Diana uncovers her mental radio. Of all the harebrained schemes, a little girl traveling by herself all the way to Washington to meet Wonder Woman? Still, she did it. That shows determination. Princess Diana calling Paradise Island. Princess Diana calling Paradise Island. Good afternoon, Princess. Oh, hello, Hermia. Is Paula busy? I'd like to talk to her. Uh-oh!
Mm-hmm.
She's on the phone. How come she couldn't do that out here? I'm fine, Paula. Is everything going well at the lab? Great. If that works and works out fully, it'll be a real breakthrough. I only wish it was a social call. I'd like to borrow some equipment. The nuclear triangulator provided it works and well in a populated area. Good. And is that hydro synthesizer we built a few years ago still around? Yes, her again. The roof of my building. 10 minutes. See you then. I gotta go out for a while, Susie. I can't bring you along. I don't have much here to interest a girl like in your age, but I might have something. Here, try this. It's pretty interesting and it has lots of pictures. Failing that, you're free to rate the refrigerator. There's mostly just healthy stuff in there. I should be back before dark. Ha! You don't get rid of me that easy. Look at the little halo, like. Like, I hope I remember how to do this. Let's see. I set them on a pattern like this. Aphrodite, hear my plea. Make the far grow near. Bring another here to me. Let her now appear. Well, it works perfectly. I may be the resident Amazon expert on modern technology, but never let it be said that I've got no use for magic. Hola, Paula. Hola yourself. Here's the equipment you wanted. Diana, does Hippolyta know that you dress like this in man's world? It seems so unflattering. It's a disguise, Paula. It's supposed to make me look like everyone else. Besides, I don't always look like this. Sometimes I let myself stand out a little. And I've got to run now and hope the Atom Galaxy hasn't headed out of range of the nuclear triangulator. And the portal will fade in a few days. Goodbye, farewell, and good luck. Uh-oh!
Mm-hmm. That's going to turn out really well.
Nobody knows where Wonder Woman goes, eh? I'll bet this will make great blackmail material. What a little...
Yeah, I know. I'm like, the kid's young, but already trying to blackmail a superhero. Nice job.
She knows the shakedown routine.
Mm-hmm.
I better get going. She's off on an adventure, and I'm going to be part of it. So she's Etta's cousin who's jealous of her. What do you think of that?
That's not bad. I like that.
Uh-huh. Soon. Hola, Tamiya. I know you're near. Will you come out with into the open, or do you prefer to hide among other cold-blooded creatures? I have no blood when warm or cold. Is there something you want, Amazon? Yes, Tamiya. And you know what it is. I've come for the innocent people you kidnapped today. I demand their immediate release. I take that. I take that. I take what I want, Wonder Woman, and keep it forever. She is not alone. I sense another human mind in the vicinity. Who? Wow, a showdown just like High Noon. Well, maybe more like it came from outer space or something. What interesting images in the child's mind. Perhaps I can make use of them. The hydroxosynthesizer will allow me to travel into your world at will, Tamiya. So release your captive, or I'll come in and release them myself. Such audacity, Wonder Woman. Does nothing give you pause? Let us see. By the base of the docks, a completely ordinary harbor fish flits along and nosing into the sandy bottom for the scrapes of food. It is a peaceful creature, completely in tune with its environment. Bathed in the power of the Atom Galaxy, however, the fish loses interest in its normal pursuit as it begins to twitch, to grow, and to change. Great Hera! And Tasha the Kujin help. Report continued. The Amazon Wonder Woman seems to be quite capable of battling the giant creature single-handedly. She's easily holding her own. For now. Oh no! No, the creature isn't evil itself. Tommy is directing it. My magic lasso is probably the most humane way of stopping it. Oh wait. Like, this lasso compels you to obey my commands, creature. Cease your struggling and stand still. Uh-oh. It doesn't have enough brains to be controlled. Well, I try to subdue it without hurting it. Now it's time for plan B. Oh, hey, you're splashing me. Huh? Ah, an Adam person. No, I'm not. Oh, be quiet. I'm not going to eat you. You know what? No matter what no matter what you had in mind for me. Wonder Woman, help! Adam people! What? Susie! The mighty Wonder Woman beaten by a fish. How delicious! Tashi at the Kanjun house. Wonder Woman, the young girl, both incapacitated. You can go back to being an inconsequential sea creature now. I have no more need for you. And now it would be pleasant to break Wonder Woman's spirit, but eminently more practical simply to annihilate her. Suddenly, that light! They're gone! The light was a ship. It must be carrying them. Well, it won't carry them far. What is this place? Are we moving? There'll be time for all your questions later, Wonder Woman. We have more pressing concerns now. The strange ship and its even stranger pursuer streak across the sky, covering hundreds of miles each second. Hera, that's Asia below us. How fast are we traveling? Faster than is safe, but not as fast as I'd like. If we can continue to avoid the atomic bolts for another few moments, we'll be home and shielded. Boom! So how was that for a start?
Pretty good. I like it.
Yep, now we're in the land of mirrors.
So each of these is like one little vignette.
Pretty much was one grand adventure overall.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, Queen Hippolyta watches as the magic sphere unfolds the events of times years past. And though she knows in her mind that Wonder Woman did not die in these arid sands, her heart still keeps repeating, she's lying so still. But notice they don't make clear. They're just clearly set in the Golden Age, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Seem to be in one piece. I think Susie's all right too. I tried to cushion her when the ship blew up, and looks like she'll be all right. Well, so basically, I'm gonna more summarize going forward the rest of this.
Okay.
Because that was just the first issue, but already so dialogue heavy again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the old-fashionedness of this, which I do appreciate. I do like
it's
how
fun. It feels like it takes place in that time period, like it was actually written in that time period,
like a lost chapter.
Mm-hmm.
That I really like. How it feels like a lost chapter we never saw.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, Diana is trying to think about what Atamia has planned, and of course, now I will say this. She does. So yeah, her being worried about Steve goes without saying. But notice how she's also still worried about the innocents too. King would just have it be that's all she cares about. Steve.
Yeah, I was about to say no. It's because here's the problem in the King run. If the King run was written by this, she would also be concerned what's going on with the Amazons that are imprisoned by Axe instead of just what's going on with Steve.
Exactly. But of course, this game where I wonder where he is right now. To which we see that they're being basically used as slave force.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's a bit of a shame. Just what I thought. The uranium fouls up their basic makeup. Makes them go unstable and blow up. Uh-oh! Mm-hmm. Of course, that information may not do me a lot of good right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he gets tossed in. But basically, showing that Steve can handle his own. Which I like.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Because obviously, yes, they could have had him be helpless, but then what was the point of him being captured?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. Diana would care about the other people just enough. So That's one thing we'll give props. Steve is the type of guy where if he's going to get captured, you know it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's how he should be handled. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Because Diana's the type, like I said, who she loves everyone, so she want to help everyone.
Yeah, she loves everyone. That doesn't necessarily mean she romantically loves everyone, because I know some people on Twitter think it means that.
Nope. By the way, you know what? Something I went over with Pika recently. It confirms Rucka is a Batwonder shipper.
What?
Blackest Night.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about the tie-in with Wonder Woman where out of nowhere Batman shows up?
Well, to be fair, that was an hallucination.
No. I know that, but out of nowhere she starts thinking of Batman.
Yep. And then
it's like this is what I tell people when people say that like Rucka wanted Diana to be like gay or bi, and I'm like, look at what
bi. I can understand.
Bi, I could understand. I still say no. But the point
not gay.
Yeah. But the point is, it's like, yeah, but then he basically, in my mind, degraded Wonder Woman by making her simp for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, I like his run. I'm not condemning his run. That's just one blemish.
Right. But yep. They try to get people's attention so they can meet up with them. And this is where we find out they're the mirror people.
Mm-hmm.
Which interesting thing here. These are people. Everything that Kurt is tying into are beings that Diana has encountered. Mm-hmm. I do like that. None of this is he just pulling stuff out of his ass.
Yeah, and that's really cool because this is kind of like her
Hush. Hush, or I would say whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting major vibes from.
But this felt like just one grand lost adventure, not her last adventure.
Yeah, even though she's air quotes dead.
Yeah, exactly. But yep, we didn't see all this other just reminder how the two lands have actually confronted each other. That Atami, basically after her defeat, Atamia made her move on the Mirror Land.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Again, combining stuff here. And what I like here is that he's doing stuff that normally would not be allowed, like having someone figure out Wonder Woman's identity.
Mm-hmm.
That would never been done back in the Golden Age, ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, I don't think unless they were to have her lose her memories or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at all this. Perseus.
Mythology.
Yep, and she's thinking about just how amazing Wonder Woman is.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still being a brat. But I do find Susie to be an interesting character.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
She's a brat, but she's a realistic brat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So there, someone is betraying her.
Mm-hmm.
Layla, how could you? Unless you become evil. So somehow she's become evil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it turns out she is reporting to Atamia. Uh-oh. My guess is, of course, she's doing it to help. Either she's gone evil or she's doing it to help her people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I suggest you join her and try to rally your people. They need their leaders right now. I'm going to find Atamia. What do you think of this Atamia villain? I wish she comes back.
Yeah, they should use a lot more Wonder Woman's female rogues, I think.
Because so far, all we know is just Cersei and Cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
And Giganta. Those are the only ones. I wasn't even aware she had this Atamia until I read this.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, has Atamia ever appeared then? Hold on. Has she?
I've never heard of her.
No! Her last appearance was this mini.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Hey, there's more. There's all the more characters that Tom King could ignore.
Yep. Oh, they did. She was acknowledged in Earth 1, but only a little.
But again, it's Earth 1. I'm talking main continuity.
Yep. Oh, wait. She does have a brief. She's the ruler. They do actually no. I take it back. Looks like she was brought in during whose run was it? Steve Orlando.
Which storyline?
Issue 73, so it's towards the end of his run, I think. Or no, it's when he just got on.
Because I'm wondering. Hang on.
It's called Diana and the Empress. Or the Queen and the Empress.
Because I'm like, I have a trade of his thing. It was Wonder Woman what?
73, but it was just a flashback.
All right. I don't have that issue.
What do you say? It was just a flashback.
Which, yeah, it's like during a lot of that era of Wonder Woman, they were acknowledging a lot of like classic stories.
By the way, Queen Atamia created in issue 21.
Oh, really?
So just think about how far back that was.
Mm-hmm.
That was 1947.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what Kurt is tapping into here.
Yeah, and it works, particularly if your stories are primarily taking place in the Golden Age.
Exactly. So again, he's just filling in a lost story about some of these characters that were never tapped into.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, how often was Atamia used? Hold on. Technically, this is Earth 2. Technically.
I see.
Yep. All of these things were kind of melded, but she only appeared that one in those 2 issues.
Mm-hmm.
That one issue, that was her only appearance. Mm-hmm. Other than this. So that's why she's hardly been used, because she was literally barely used.
Okay, that makes sense.
Uh-oh. He's grabbed little Susie
by the throat.
Yep, and she's leaving Leela behind, wanting revenge. Struggle, Amazon. Yes, struggle in vain. You have failed. Your allies have deserted you. Your world is mine. Looks like Susie is being taken in by her.
It looks like it's more Wonder Woman bondage. That's Golden Age for you.
Yep. Yep, exactly. And that's Marsden for you.
And didn't they make it where, at least back then, where if you bound her wrists together and her cuffs touched, she didn't have powers anymore?
If a man did it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, a man had to do it.
Yeah, I knew it was something from Golden Age that was like that.
Because I remember that was something that Byrne referenced in Generations. Again, referencing old continuities where
Generations. Oh boy, we all know that's in someone's finest work.
To be fair, dude, for the first 2 minis, it actually was.
Oh, okay.
For the first 2 minis, it actually was. Mm-hmm. Especially when it had the bit where Paul Kent actually tried to warn Thomas and Martha Wayne about their death, trying to change it. But what did they do? They actually went in to their deaths knowing it would happen, but also knowing it would create Batman.
I don't know if I like that.
I think it's a powerful moment.
It's because you also know your son's going to become an emotionally stunted guy. I'm like, what?
That's true, but they also know it's better for the whole world.
Still, I'm not a big fan of that.
Fair enough, but still, you cannot deny that he's not a good idea, decent.
No, I don't think it's a good idea at all. I can't deny that.
Okay, what I mean is, but it's still a powerful moment in and of itself. It might not be a good idea, but it's still powerful.
Debatable.
Fair enough. But we see more with Hippolyta. Perhaps you should since the loss of Diana. Perhaps you could rally their fading spirits. What's this? The magic sphere? It's Diana's, Paula. She lives on in the past, as vital and determined as ever. Who is the evil and licking woman with the long fingernails? This is Atamia, Empress of the Atom Galaxy. Surely you remember her. Oh, there's a hint of what's going on. People are forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't good. Now the girl Susie has succumbed to Atamia's blandishment, joining the enemy camp. I do remember some of this. Does it end up with, hush, the story unfolds right before us. Uh-oh. So Layla shows up, and why does she look green now?
Coloring confusion?
Hold on, let me check. Yeah, what the heck?
Coloring confusion, maybe? Because that happened.
Yeah, could be the smoke.
True. That's true.
Easy, Sulla. We're the good guys. I'm Steve Trevor, a friend of Wonder Woman. These are some of the other prisoners. How did you blast out of your cell? Again, I prefer this, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. This is Steve that's like swashbuckling, but it's like not overly toxic like King Steve is.
This is old Steve. I could see Diana why she's head over heels for him.
This Steve, yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. This Steve, you could see. He's strong. He's tough. He can handle himself.
Well, although, because Britt and I looked into a lot more with this Steve, and there's a lot more other stuff that makes it like, no, absolutely not.
But this point, this golden age era.
In this story, yes, he's fine.
If he was actually handled well, not handled like a stereotypical man.
Yeah, exactly. This shows that, see, my problem with Steve is not with the character itself. In some ways it is, but it's really how most people write him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But of course, though, I'm not Sulla. I'm Leela, the traitor witch twin sister. It's your fault that time that's got Wonder Woman in the pokey. The pokey. Yes, but I stand ready to make amends. It's true, I wanted to rule the land of mirrors alone, but I never intended for it to be ravaged and my people enslaved. So that's why she's trying to come help. And Diana has come to save them. Mm-hmm. I thought that you were when you were changed, you lost your strength. Only when chained by a man.
Okay, all right. There you go.
And those are kind of short supply around here. So she put on an act.
And I'm going to tell you that impresses me a lot because and again, it's Busaic, so I shouldn't be surprised because here's the thing. A lesser writer would have just forgotten that it's only if it's a man. Like King would have just said, oh yeah, if she's bound and she loses her powers.
Yep, I don't remember because I remember Byrne pointing that out.
Yeah, but he clearly did the research.
Yep, but again, she put on an act.
Yep, that works.
I love that, which seemed to be in short supply around here.
Which, it's funny. Didn't King do that where, like, she put on an act to get captured by the Sovereign because somehow she couldn't find Cheetah?
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, big fight as they're trying to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And, yep, and it plays havoc with the atom and basically pointing out about what's been going on with some of them, the radiation and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I can figure out this area started going all strange like a few months back, and it plays havoc with the atom people's atomic nature. So they avoid it whenever it does, and whatever it does them, it probably does to us. But since we don't know how to do any of those atomic tricks, I figured, so what? In any case, Angel, I'm not the expert on screwy stuff like this. You want to take over? I'll tell you and what we should do. We should free my sister and kill Tamia. That's another thing. Unless a writer ever be Diana feels like whatever be Diana be all for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, she would be like, only if we have no other choice.
Yes, exactly. Because Busaic understands that Diana's the diplomat as well as the warrior.
Even back then, she was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But yep, they're ready to head. Although the art wiki's on having Steve stand still a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, weird physical laws. I gotta get used to them. All right, Steve, you've been acting like the cat that swallowed the canary long enough. Talk. It's just such a novelty. Me showing something you don't. I thought I'd savor it. You know much. You don't know. You know much about quantum physics, Angel. A very little. That's mostly Paula's department. Well, there's this theory the Brain Boys are working on about two identical subatomic particles in opposite configurations are somehow related. affect one and the other follows suit. So, okay, I do like that. He's like, I think any person in that position, when they're used to someone knowing more, to be like, I want to savor this a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on, wouldn't you do that if you knew something I didn't, and you'd be like, hold on, I want to savor this.
Like, oh yeah, I know that DC is gonna have Lois die like Nightwing and Injustice. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
If you knew and I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, but Steve is collapsing. Boy. Again, from all that uranium and everything. It's uranium. It's radiation sickness.
Mm-hmm.
But it's done in a comic way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they meet up and she's able to connect with her sister as they're making their way through. And there's Susie. Jason, and keeps on reading more of it, the Greek myths and everything. Susie, I've come to take you home. No, I want to stay here. I'm going to be an empress. But Susie, in the future, you address me as Susan the First, and courtesy when you approach me. Courtesy? This audience is over. You will leave this chamber immediately and return to your cell. What's that? Susie, look out! Now you got a choice, Susie. Do you want to be a dead empress to be, or a live little girl? Ow!
I love that.
Sorry. Live empress to be is not an option. Let's go. Uh-oh. She gets to see the action now she wants to see. No, I want to stay with Atamia. What a brat.
Yeah, this character she kind of reminds me a lot of who's the spoiled girl from Willy Wonka?
Veruca Salt?
Yeah, exactly.
She's very much Veruca, yes. Yep, and then the magic sphere unfolds to they appear back before the sisters. Although the physical laws there are not what they used to be, I feel the short train period will enable us to anticipate and cope with them. But only by putting the Atom Warriors at a similar disadvantage will we be able to confront them on an equal basis. Try to keep yourself out of trouble. Trying to keep myself out of trouble? Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Have you met this kid?
Yep.
Oh, Kanga.
Yep, we get to the final issues. Obviously, like everyone's been disheartened by the loss of Wonder Woman. Crisis number 12. Yep. But yeah, they're on Paradise Island. Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think mean literally yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and oh boy, she is just being a brat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a bit summaries of more of the all Greek tales and everything.
That worked.
Yes, he was so clever. He tricked death several times, but finally he died and got tormented for eternity in the underworld. I don't like you. I don't like this dumb game. I don't like this dumb island. I wish I was back in the Atom Galaxy. I could have thrown you in the dungeon there. Ah, jeez. Again, what a power-hungry brat.
Yeah, exactly. I told you, Veruca.
Yep, she is. Steve looks near death. The radiation he and the other and them have been exposed to. No, he doesn't look so good.
Mm-hmm.
She's found that book. She went found it. Nice to see you again. We revealed that Tommy revealed her true nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she is just being cruel to her. Oh, that's the radio program Steve likes to listen to. Is on this must. Oh, what is that program? This must be the place.
Mm-hmm.
He has to stop that device. And again, everything is just piling up, leading to a big finale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what does it matter what this book says? I don't let people push me around. Why should I let words do it? Yep. Oh, she throws the book in there and destroys it. Oh, but there went the book too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is collapsing. All the portals are closing. So that bearing atomic testing at the wrong spot, the world need never fear. Barring atomic testing at the wrong spot, the world never fear the menace of atomia again. And they use the purple ray.
Again. You know what you're talking about.
And this is technically the origin of the purple ray.
Oh, really?
Well, technically, this is supposed to be him introducing it the first time. And because basically in the stories, Wonder Woman would just know it existed. This is revealing how they knew.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Oh, they return her back to her mother and everything. And then she fought at Wonder Woman's side. She's a hero. Yes, ma'am, I understand. She then heads up there, but we find out all the other sisters are now forgetting who Diana is. All the sisters are now slowly losing their memories. Why? Because basically the reality shifting.
Mm-hmm.
And Aphrodite comes before them, basically saying how because of the magic shield erected around the island, it's been protecting them, but only temporarily. So now basically they're saying, here, I give you an option. You can stay here and forget, or I could send you somewhere else. If I do this, you will never have existed as humans, but you will never forget either. Then do it. To which she does. In other words, she removes all of Paradise Island as the pre-crisis knew it. All of it gone as they go into the stars, into the heavens as constellation. And thus leaving it empty for the new Amazons to be put on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Oh, interesting.
So this was the farewell to the Amazon.
So let me understand. So essentially what this is. So this is taking place after the crisis, obviously. It's said in the story.
Yes.
The pre-crisis Amazons
Still
leave
existed.
the island.
Yes, they leave the island.
And then the island is open for the post-crisis Amazons, essentially.
Yes.
That's actually really cool. I like that.
Because we did know that they at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earth, the old Amazons did exist. But Kurt also knew that George had plans to rework them. So he decided to give it a show us one lost adventure for Diana, and then give the Amazons a farewell.
Okay, that works.
Now, granted, it does make me Hippolyta made the decision for all of them just because she didn't want to forget Diana.
Yeah, I see. But
that is a little like, really, Hippolyta?
That's true. That's true.
But so what did you think of this?
I really liked it. I really like how it's a bunch of it sounds episodic, but there's still a through line in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very important. And I love the Golden Age Wonder Woman aesthetic because that is like one of my favorite aesthetics for the Wonder Woman comics in the era. I even like the costume.
I guess my favorite part has to be, of course, all the stuff with Hippolyta, just closing the door on things.
Yeah. And also my favorite thing is all the references that Kurt gets right. Because as we know in the current run, when it's possible to make references but get them drastically wrong. So I take the good when I can get it.
Yep, and like I said, he wraps up stuff with it. Like he explained why Atomia never returned.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. So you could kind of say that this series itself, while it was a obligation,
it was a fill-in.
It was a fill-in. It actually provided a lot of closure
to some old question marks.
Exactly. So in many ways, it was like a blessing in disguise, if you will.
Yeah, it allowed Kurt to close the door on something. Oh boy, that smile on Steve. I'm sorry, that's a little goofy, isn't it? Like,
yeah, he looks like Archie.
A little. It's just and then it's how big his head is.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, did your head size grow 2 sizes too small or something like that? Or how does that work?
Yeah, but I would say, Susie was an annoying brat.
Yeah, I didn't like, she's the one part where I'm like, okay, can you please just at least have her learn a lesson? But she kind of doesn't. I'm like, she's still spoiled.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me check if she's appeared ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a good question. Legend of Wonder Woman. Let's see if she even has her own article or not. Nope. This was her first appearance.
I like
So
that.
she amounted to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Tamiya, I wish she would come back.
Yeah, there's a lot. The thing that I really love about Golden Age characters, particularly these, is that they are prime for a revival, and you could easily modernize them. It's not like because there's some modern characters that's either difficult or impossible to make relevant to today. These you could definitely do.
You could definitely do it. Yeah, you can definitely do it. And even Solala and Lila, I wouldn't mind seeing them back.
Yeah, exactly. Again, there's like so many different. Plus, you would get bonuses with the fans if you were to like bring them back, because they're like, "Oh, you did read your stuff." Because that's when I most know that this person knows Wonder Woman. Like, for instance, in this, when Busaic has Diana correct Steve and say, "No, I have to be bound by a man." That tells me he read it.
Yeah, and also made it clear, like, I just put on an act.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm saying from a writer perspective, that tells, if you can get that small detail right, that tells me you actually read it.
Exactly.
In other words, if a writer gets too much stuff right for it to be by accident, then I'm like, no, you read it.
Exactly. But like I said, just overall, this was a really fun story. I mean, again, was it worth me reading through every bit of dialogue? No, I couldn't.
No, not really.
I couldn't.
There's not much there too, so it's not like we're reading like Watchmen or Doomsday Clock, where you kind of have to take your time with it.
Yeah, this is one, but I did like this whole, again, the stuff with Hippolyta was definitely the best part. And yeah, her panic when no one else is remembering her, like, your daughter, but there's never been any children in Paradise Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And even says, like, but my memories of her are hazy, as if she was nothing more than a dream. No, Bala, not you too. But yeah, but again, giving us a farewell to the Amazons. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, technically Diana got reverted back to clay.
Oh yeah, in Crisis, she did.
So that's the clay. It's her being reborn, but not by these Amazons.
Yeah, and what would be interesting, what they could have explored is, so she's reverted to clay in Crisis. Maybe what that did is it reverted her like in the Amazons' memory as well.
That's basically what it was. That's why they're saying they were forgetting. They were losing it all because reality had been altered.
Question: how does that work when this could be just Jeff Johns ignoring it? When Golden Age Wonder Woman shows up and lectures post-crisis Wonder Woman?
That's Earth 2 Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
That's Earth 2 Wonder Woman. And we already know she went up to be with the god.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, that's a different Wonder Woman. Okay, thank you.
Completely different.
Yeah, I was like, okay, now that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, but like I said, overall, this was just fun. It was fun. It was good. And like I said, it was a good farewell. But like I said, this was meant to, if we're bridging the gaps and everything, I couldn't see anything better. Because like I said, it bridged everything.
It did it. I wouldn't say flawlessly, but it did pretty damn well.
And the fact that Kurt could perfectly emulate, because you keep forgetting how long Kurt's been in the game.
And again, it's like whenever I have yet to read a portrayal that he did of Wonder Woman that I didn't like.
Yep. In fact, I'm double checking. His first comic was in 1982.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's how long he's been working on it.
Does he still do stuff for DC?
Rarely, but he did do a story for the Wonder Woman Black and Gold.
Oh yeah, he did. Because I was about to say, hey Kurt, you want to save us here?
Yeah, I will say this though. One thing I did kind of realize: the only time I think Jeff ever got Wonder Woman right was during Blackest Night.
You mean the main storyline Wonder Woman? Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah, I think it's the only time he's gotten her right.
Yeah, which it just astounds me with Jeff Johns. He gets nearly every other character right.
I know, but feels like with his Wonder Woman, it was a broken clock. It's right twice a day.
Yeah, it is because when you take the ratio of right to wrong, he's still not doing well with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But felt like that time when she had to beat at her love, and now to be fair, Greg would then make it clear that she was fighting it more so than Superman was. That's why Superman didn't get hope. Probably because, again, it was better for her, easier for her to get the ring. Plus, let's be honest, from a behind the scenes stuff, they probably just were. It was probably like, let's just have one person get restored, not both.
Well, here's the other thing: if they brought back, because look at who was restored. Flash,
yeah.
Wonder Woman, and then let's say they did Superman.
Yeah, but Barry was already alive. Still.
No. But what I mean is, like, if all of a sudden the team was like Wonder Woman, Superman, and Flash, you all of a sudden have essentially 3 gods. So you got to, from a power scaling perspective, you're like, do we really want to do this?
Not really. So that's why. And if you had to give hope to one person, again, Superman was probably tougher in universe. Probably a tougher nut to force the ring on compared to Barry, who was already alive.
And of all the rings that could break through death to get to Wonder Woman love, that again, let me put it this way: of the ring choices, I'm not against any of them. Yeah, I would have liked for Superman to get the Hope ring, but Barry also works.
Barry also worked, and he was the co-lead of the event.
Yeah, so it makes sense, But again, that's to my point. Was like with Wonder Woman, I'm like, yeah, of course she would get the Ring of Love.
Yeah, because she loves everyone platonically.
Platonically, you people. We have to say that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's all we've gotten on this one. Thank you for joining me, Jared. Thanks everyone else. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.